This is the national television of Burundi that you keep on watching. It is high time you followed the English news edition without further delaying. These are headlines. On this 23rd July 2025, the senatorial election took place in all provinces of the Burundi. The ruling political party CNDD won this election in all 5 provinces as the results demonstrated. Within this news edition, we will take you through in all provinces of the country to tell you the way this vote was conducted. The Minister of Community Development and the Minister of Finance, as well as the Minister for Justice, hosted a joint meeting this Tuesday to assess the progress made in the fight against tax fraud. These ministers note that their collaboration has resulted in good tax returns over the past 7 months. These were headlines. Will come now in details. As we are already aware, today the senatorial elections took place in all provinces of Burundi. The CNDD-FDD, the ruling party, won the senatorial elections in the province of Bujumbura, Buhumuza, and Butanyerera. The competing parties in these elections include UPRONA, SNL, and APEDEL. Reported by Elsie Kamkama.
Senators' elections in Bujumbura province took place at the Islamic Center, commonly known as the Markaz. The ballot started exactly at 6 a.m. and closed at 9:45. According to P. Kanani, Communal Election Committee President at Janguzo Communities and the DFDD Party, that won at 100%. And in Butanyerera province, elections started at 6 a.m. and has closed at 8:45. Out of 201 communal advisors who were expected to vote, 200 voted for CNDD-FDD party on Hutu's side, and just 1 voted for abstention. And on Tutsi's side, all of them, that is 201 communal advisors, voted for the CNDD-FDD party. UPRONA and the CNL political parties just got 0 voice.
Yes, in Gitega province also the CNDD-FDD party won the senatorial elections. Both elected senators are members of the ruling party. The parties that contested the election were the ruling party, SNL, and the UPRONA. The CNDD-FDD Tutsi Cross is least elected by 221 out of 225 communal councillors. 1 councillor voted for UPRONA, another for SNL, while there was 1 abstention and 1 invalid vote. On the other hand, the Hutu cross list of the ruling party was elected by 223 councillors. No 1 councillor voted for UPRONA, 1 voted for SNL, and 1 vote was declared invalid. Jivanda Ishimia reports.
The senatorial election took place this Wednesday in Gitega province. A total of 225 communal councillors from the 9 communes that now make up the new province of Gitega participated in the electoral session. These communes are Gitega, Gishubi, Bugendana, Karusi, Shombo, Nyabihanga, Mwaro, Muramvya, and Kiganda. The Vice President of the Republic, Prosper Bazombanza, elected under the UPRONA party, also took part in the election. The parties campaigning in this election were CNDD-FDD, UPRONA, and CNL. The Provincial Independent Electoral Commission, CEPI, after counting the ballots, presented the election result to the voters on the spot. For the list of Tutsi ethnic group senatorial candidates, the CNDD-FDD party came first with 221 votes. UPRONA received 1 vote. CNL received 1 vote. There was 1 abstention and 1 invalid ballot. As for the list of Hutu ethnic group senatorial candidates, CNDD-FDD also came first with 223 votes, followed by CNL with 1 vote. UPRONA received 0 votes, and there was 1 invalid ballot.
Even in Burunga province, the elections took place. The voting activities were conducted at Makamba 3 Fundamental School located in the provincial capital city of Burunga. In this province, the CNDD-FDD party won a sweeping victory, securing 100% of the votes casted in its favor. Diolonda Chaisaba reporting.
In Burunga province, elections of senators began at 8 a.m, but voters began arriving at 5 a.m. at the voting station located at Makamba Basic School. The voters were members of the communal councils. 3 parties, namely CNDD-FDD, CNL, and the UPRONA, were competing for 2 seats in this province before moving on the next stage of elections. Members of the Independent National Election Commission first showed observers the ballot boxes proved that they were empty of any ballots. They said that the party won the majority of the votes in Burunga province. Some participants in these elections talked with National TV stated that they hope the elected senators will represent citizens effectively, particularly in implementing programs that will move the country toward the national vision of becoming an emerging country by 2040 and developed country by 2060. Since the main role of senators is to follow in the contractions for the government, they have also mentioned that the coming senators would work hard by advocating for citizens in terms of raising awareness of challenges that citizens are facing in their everyday life. It should be noted that the municipal councillors who participate in the elections come from 7 municipalities in Burunga province.
The Minister of Community Development, the Minister of Finance and the Minister for Justice conducting the joint meeting this Tuesday to assess the progress made in fight against tax fraud. All these ministers know that their collaboration has resulted in good tax returns over the past 7 months, as they have successfully collected 101.5% of the planned amount. Marius Mohigwe.
In that meeting, assessing how far are the conducted activities about fighting against fraud, 3 ministers, to name the one of Home Affairs, the Minister for Justice, as well as the Minister for Finance, all agree that in the past 7 years, a significant step is made regarding to the income in the public treasury. Nestor Nonhoye, Minister for Finance, reported that they are intending to multiply electronic bills machine and make a broader sensitization about their use. Martin Teretse, Minister for Home Affairs, agreed that the planned objective was met and the result portrays that Burundians are able. Those ministers requested the security forces and justice to work hand in hand so as to sanction lively those who may be found guilty.
On the 3rd day of his nationwide tour to assess the security situation in various regions, the Minister of the Home Affairs, Community Development and Public Security, Martin Niteretse, met on Wednesday with the security forces of the southern region in Matana, Burunga province. Minister Niteretse urged the security forces to take all necessary measures to eradicate the phenomenon of commissionaires who illegally transport young people to Tanzania in search of employment without proper travel documents. He also warned all those involved in fraudulent activities, stating that severe sanctions would be applied. Construction in Burundi is not now on good level. It's progressing at the same pace as in the other EAC countries, although notable progress has been made. The Director General of Obuha stated that while there are certain requirements, there is no height limit for vertical constructions. He called on investors to build upwards while respecting the urban landscape.
In Bujumbura City, the construction of tall buildings continues, whether by business people, private companies, the state, or individual citizens. Among these developments is a building by Desire Sayingovu, a businessman who has built an 11-story building in Rohero zone on Nyabututsi Avenue. The structure, named Hotel Top in Africa, is considered the tallest building in the country so far. Sayingovu explained that the idea came to him after visiting several cities around the world, where he noticed that tall buildings are a sign of modern cities. He also said that the engineer who designed the plan confirmed that the structure can support up to 20 floors. According to Desire Sayingovu, tall buildings are a symbol of development. He believes that Burundians should not wait for foreigners to build upward for them, but should take the lead themselves. He added that high-rise buildings show the image of developed nations, which fits with the Burundi's national vision of becoming an emerging country by 2040 and a developed one by 2060. In addition to this hotel, other multi-story buildings have recently been built or are under construction in Bujumbura City. These include, among others, the headquarters of Bankobu, the Bank of the Republic of Burundi, BRB, and several others. However, the Burundian Housing Authority, Obuha, reminds the public that not everyone is allowed to build tall structures, as there are building rules and laws that must be followed. According to Dr. Engineer Lieutenant Colonel Leonidas Nibigira, General Commissioner of Obuha, every neighborhood in the city has an urban plan that shows how the area should look. So anyone who wants to build a tall building must refer to that planned layout. He explained that every building plan must first be approved by Obuha, and it must clearly show the number of floors and any underground levels. If a plan has safety risks, Obuha stops the project before any construction begins, and if the work is stopped during construction, it's usually because the builder either changed the approved plan or started building without permission. When asked if Obuha's height rules go against a recent call from the Minister of Infrastructure, Diodone Kundane, who encouraged downtown residents to build upward, Dr. Nibigira said there is no contradiction. He explained that Obuha also supports vertical construction as it helps to control the urban population growth and make cities more attractive, but it must always be done regularly and with Obuha's permission. While most capital cities in East and Central Africa are already filled with multi-story buildings, Burundi still has a long way to go. That is why the Obuha General Commissioner is calling on Burundian business people to invest in high-rise buildings so that Burundian cities can gain better visibility and development.
Dear followers of the National Vision of Burundi, it's by this element that we conclude our edition. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed.